What's going on, everyone? Aaron here, Clean Cuts Lawn Care. It is Monday morning, and we have 10 lawns to finish up in order to wrap up the mowing route. This week we have a landscape, it's a mulch replenishment on the schedule. We have 2 fall cleanups and 2 trim jobs on the schedule. Wednesday it's supposed to rain. Me and Vicky also have our monthly doctor's appointments. We both go at the same time to do a checkup. So we're going to try to arrange it around there, but it is very important that we get these 10 done today. So, and I'm pretty confident we will. I already warmed up all the equipment because it's a little cold outside. The blower, the 52, the 30. I didn't start the trimmer. But yeah, besides that, we're all ready to go. So let's go get this done. All right, these are the first 2 of the day. I used the 30. I bagged up both properties right next door to each other, but they're mom and son. Just because you're bagging them doesn't mean you're gonna get them all. And you know, then you got leaves on the sidewalk, you know. So pretty good though. And we have fall cleanups set up for both of these properties here shortly, probably a few weeks. Let's check the back out. Both of these yards always cut really nice. Yeah, that 30, it always cuts really nice. So, all right, moving on. So that property right there, that's going to be another final mow, not just for the year but for good. It's weird, we were hired by the mother, we get paid from a daughter, but a different daughter lives in the house. So which we always get paid, that's never been a problem. We have contacted the mother on more than one occasion, told her that the animal waste has to be cleaned up, that it's not being cleaned up. Every week there's excessive sticks on the property not being picked up, and that we have to start charging our inconvenience fees. I'm calling my daughter right now. I've told her before to make sure this is all done, but you know, the whole thing. Obviously she did contact the daughter, because the first time I ever seen the other daughter, she said, hey, sorry, but don't worry, it'll all be done from now on. It was never done one time. Even charging our fees, never done. The thing about these inconvenience fees, people will look at them like it's a separate service. Oh, hey, I don't even gotta worry about picking up after the dog. I'll just pay the extra 15 bucks. Oh, I don't have to pick up any sticks. I'll just pay the other 15 bucks. They're not separate services. These are inconvenience fees created to act as a deterrent. So once that happens, I mean, you might as well just get rid of the customer, because that yard is always going to be a hassle to service, and it is. So that'll be their final mow. I'll confirm this with Vicky, but again, you know, by the time we have to have a sit down and confirm about dropping a customer, there's already been multiple complaints from the 2 of us, and it's time for them to go. Like I said, it's just a formality that we even talk about it. But that's probably what's going to happen here, and it sucks because it's in our service area, other accounts right around here, but also like their backyard and the side of the house on the other side, it's so bumpy you cannot even go in a straight line. It's terrible for your mower, it's so bad. Same thing on the side. So you know, it's a good mow, it's a $45 mow, but it's not worth it, and we're not going to keep it. All right. that last property, he claims he wants a fall cleanup, you know, once it's ready. You know, the front yard, everything got mulched up really good, and then I even blew it onto the tree lawn just to make it look better. Same thing I did at the yard before him. But let me tell you why I think it's important to have a service agreement. And our first year we didn't have one, and I knew early in the season that it was a mistake not having one. The service agreement, again, like I said, it's not a contract, right? Customers can opt out at any time and cancel service, but when you do not have very clear on paper in black and white about what your service is and also what you expect from the customers, if that's not there and acknowledged by the customers, anything that pops up is on you, really. And I learned my lesson hard that first year. But by having a service agreement where you take all these things and you put on that paper and you say, we expect these things to be taken care of, just like you can expect us to do A, B, C, and D, you know, and you put in there what the consequences are for these things not being taken care of, and you being inconvenienced or your time being jeopardized, then you have ground. Okay, like the first house on that street up the hill, I just spoke to that customer yesterday because she canceled her fall cleanup. Said she just didn't have the finances for it this year. In her backyard, a huge branch had broken off of a tree, had been there several days, you could tell, had a bunch of leaves over it, and it's in plain sight right behind her door and window. You know she knows it's there. It fell, it broke, it's a huge mess. But did she tell me about it? Give me a heads up about it when she spoke to me yesterday? No, she did not. Now, technically, let's say there's no woods there or there's nowhere for me to put it. You know, you got to put it somewhere because you can't mow over it. Technically, I can charge her right away for excessive stick pickup, especially if there's nowhere for you to put it. Fortunately, right next to there is a big pile of sticks that's been accumulating for however many years, and I could just put it there. But let's say that pile wasn't there. Even for me just to pick it up, stop what I'm doing and pick it up, I could charge her for it. But we're not going to. This is just an example. If you do not have these expectations very clear, anything that comes up is your problem, because what else can you blame it on? A woman just came out of this house over here and asked me what I would charge to mow that. See if you can see how bad it is. I said I'm not interested at all in mowing it because of how bad and neglected it is. And then she said she don't live there, it's your son's house, and the city's been here multiple times because of all the garbage he has piled against the garage. The police are trying to contact him about it. He won't answer the door for them or call them, and he told his mom's trying to help, and he told her to stay the F away from his house and away from him. And I said, no, I'm not interested at all, you know, and especially now. And she said, will you refer someone? And I said, no. I said, I wouldn't refer anyone I know to this. And she said, yeah, I'll just have to call some companies. And I said, I'm telling you now, I suggest that you send close-up pictures of this grass before you ask anyone to use their time and their gas to come out here and look at this. And she said, no, I'm not going to send anyone any pictures. I'll just have them come out. That, man, that pisses me off really bad. Bagged up as much as I could for her. She's a very, very elderly lady, so try to bag up what I can for her. Let me see here. Alright, done with that one. Like I said, I bagged up as much as I could. She is turning 94 years old here this week. And I've said before how customers will come out and talk to you, and you know, I myself have literally had to turn around and walk away from customers, but I'm not talking about a 94-year-old customer. I think there's certain times where you have to take the business out of it and look at the situation. You know, she's 94 years old. She lives by herself. I'm sure she's very lonely because her husband is gone. She's like the nicest, you know, lady in the world. She always comes out and wants to know how Vicky is, if she's coming next time. You know, tell her I can't wait to see her because she enjoys talking to Vicky. And you know, and you have to look at it as a human sometimes, you know. I mean, I'm not going to disrespect an elderly lady, and, you know, I got to go, I'm busy, it's work. When I'm talking about this, I'm talking about people who are my age or maybe even a little bit older, and they know better, you know. They know I'm working and I got to keep a pace going. I'm not talking about someone in their 90s, you know. Which I think would be common sense. You know, this, you have someone 94 years old, and, you know, if she wants to talk for 20 minutes, that's just what, I'm going to be talking for 20 minutes. It's just what it is. You know, I don't know, I guess I just, you know, because that's about what you just talked for, about 20 minutes or so. You know, telling me what's going on with the neighbors. You know, you just have to talk, you know, in that situation. But no, someone who knows better, who is holding you up on, you know, with their BS, you know, no, that's who I'm talking about. We're walking away from, or kind of drawing that line. Not an elderly person where, you know, you're gonna really hurt their feelings, or, you know, and maybe someone else out there thinks I'm wrong. No, even them, I don't know. But to me, I draw that line where it's where it should be drawn, not where, you know, someone's that age and I know they just want to talk to someone for a minute, you know, and it's acceptable to lose that amount of time to make their day a little bit better. You know, it's all situational. I guess that's the best way to explain it. Man, these leaves are just killing me this fall. I mean, the 30 actually does a decent job at mulching them, but when they're in piles like that, you know, you don't want to have to bag them because you have to empty the bag so much, and you don't really want to, you know, mulch them necessarily because, you know, it slows the mower down so much. And I don't know if we're doing a fall cleanup here this year. Bet we have a ton of sticks down too. What the hell is that? Is that cat litter? Looks like it. I'm back at the lot. I went ahead and got my 30 fixed. I put the blade engagement cable on. There is a spring. Okay, here, let me show you on the old one what it looks like actually. This is the blade engagement cable. This spring goes under the mower and it hooks to a platform that has a hook on it. Hooks up to there, and then you run it out of the front here. Okay, this is actually where it attaches for your pressure. So all I really did was I hooked it up, I brought it through here, and I made sure that this had pressure on it on the other side. Then I just backed it off a little bit, tighten it down. You run it through over here. It goes in between that other piece here. Obviously you have your old one off. You run it back where it was. You run everything back through here, up here. I did have to loosen this. That's the only thing I had to take off, really. Loosen that just to get everything in. You put it in. Just so you know, when you put it in, you don't just try to go straight in. You kind of flip it upside down, get the tab in there, and then go back this way, and it'll go into place. You pull this off with a pair of pliers, this little grommet, put this on, and then smack that back in, get it nice, make sure it's on there, and then test it out. I tested it out, works fine. Let me see here. Works fine. I was thinking about how to make this last longer, that cable, both cables. And literally as I was thinking about how to lubricate it, Billy Goat Lawn Service hits me up and says, hey man, get some oil down in there through the cable tubes to extend the life of them. And I said, man, I hit him back up and I said, what kind of oil are you talking about? You know, it could be something different, but he said any oil, you know, the thicker the better. So I got some 10W30 motor oil, and I'm hoping or wondering if that will be enough. And I think it will be. Thing is, can I drop some through here on the transmission cable? I'm gonna try. So yep, it's working. I'm gonna drop some oil down through there, put the cover back on. Oh, just so you guys know, all of my bolts, they won't go in. It's not the bolts that are stripped out, but it's those. So I got this bungee from Menards that you can actually adjust the bungee itself. Okay, so it goes on like that. See how this bungee has different holes in it where you can move it? I bought one of those. I hook it on right there and make sure the blades aren't hitting it. Then I just run it onto this side and I hook it into that hole. And right now, that's how I'm keeping this cover on this 30. And honestly, grass is going in there no matter what. It's easier to take it off, clean inside there by the spindles, and good enough. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and oil both of those right now. And that's it for the day. All right, if you liked the video, hit like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, let me know everything I'm doing wrong, and keep them edges clean, boys. I'm out.